Yeah, buddy, back again, blessed again. And because I'm blessed again, I am back again. So, we're going to go to my old neighborhood. This is the house that I remember growing up in. There were other houses that we stayed in Columbus because we lived in Columbus several times. My dad was in the military, so we traveled around a lot. Y'all know how it goes. I ain't got to explain all that. But this is where it went down at. This is where I went down at. When I talk about that the house got raided and everything with the family, this is where it went down at. So this is back in 2012. The earliest it has is 2012. Doesn't go any later than that. In the driveway, it's crazy because you can go back and you can look at this and you can see the history. I have a motor right here in the yard. Underneath the carport, this is a motor. This is when I used to really be into cars and stuff like that. It's a pretty nice size. I think we ended up cutting this tree down because a part of it fell. But as you can see, this is a massive tree in the front yard. And the yard is pretty big. We stayed on a corner lot. My mom's still here. She still stays here. And then the yard goes all the way back there. You can put another house in the back, but it's a corner lot. We had to cut all this and everything. Well, I did. And recently somebody got shot. No, they got stabbed to death, and bled to death in the street around here somewhere. I think like up in this area or whatever. This recently happened. A guy named Brandon Hall, he used to stay here, and his dad used to play for the Chicago Bulls. I have to look it up and see what year he played, but I remember his dad used to play for the Chicago Bulls. I don't know if he played with Jordan, but that's pretty cool. He stayed here, and we used to be cool with Brandon Hall. And Brandon Hall, oh my God, he was good at basketball. Like nobody could really beat him. You could beat him, but it was hard. Like he was on another level with it, and we were pretty solid ourselves. They used to call me left hand Michael Jordan because I used to hit everything. As God's my witness, I used to hit like my shot percentage used to be high. And they were like, man, how did he make that? You know, when somebody is left hand, they're more difficult to guard. Even in boxing, we talk about southpaw and stuff like that. So remember when I was telling you about when I got in trouble with the law, I was making and selling counterfeit money. This is where it all went down. Before I tell you that story and I show you how it all went down, let's go to the backyard. Let's go over here. See if we see anything in the backyard. Let's see. Come on, Google Earth. So you see it's a nice sized property. If it wants to work. But it goes all the way pretty much back here. You can get 3 houses, but 2 of them would be nice. You can have this house, then you can subdivide this up and you can put a house right here. That's what I would do. I would make the backyard about right here. And then put a house right here because the property line goes all the way back pretty much to this fence. And we used to have cars all back through here. All back through here. So I eventually want to buy this house and remodel it. You see, this is that old school brick house, but it needs some work. It needs a lot of work. And the lady that stays right here, Miss Bolin, she owns this house, the house next to it, and she used to own, I think, this house. Maybe or maybe not, but I know she owns 1, 2, 3. These 3 houses. 3 houses on the block. The sad thing is my mom has been there for over 20 years. And the money that she paid, the rent that was paid on this house, she could have owned this house by now. Or owned a house. But she was married to my dad at the time. That fell apart. And we know how it goes. But let's go down the street a little bit. This is the court we used to be in. I used to be all up in this area. You can see this the property line, pretty much where the fence ends. So it's a nice sized lot. You could do something with it. And I used to be running all back through here playing. When we stayed in Fort Mitchell, my wife and my family, I got married afterwards. When we sold everything, because I knew what I was going to do, we moved back here. And we rented my mother's backyard. And I, paid her a monthly rent. And we would go in the house sometimes. We would wash clothes because the washing room was right back here. And then you have your kitchen on the back side. So we would be up in here. And there's another room back here that's pretty much like a storage room, but it used to be a room. Sometimes my brother was in it, sometimes I was in it. My mom would change it around. But the laundry room right here, so we had an RV park right here. We would go in here, wash clothes, sometimes be in the kitchen. Then we would be in the den area, and I would have the children. That was kind of like their playroom or whatever. And it was straight. It was straight. So I saved my money up when I was back there, and I built my online business. So it's a nice house right here. It's a nice area, but as things go, people act crazy. So let's go back up the street. And I know these people right here, obviously. But I'm saying that because people have neighbors and they don't even know who their neighbors are. But I know them. Everybody knows everybody. And we swing back around. Let it clear up. This is my area. We had an RV park right here. And when we left, I think it was this tree. One of these trees, they fell. Might have been this big one. I think it might have been this big one right here. I can't remember. But one of these gigantic trees, yeah, it fell. It fell. So our RV got out of there right on time. Right on time. And then we swing over here. Let's see if I can go forward just a little bit. Put me in the street. Come on. It's all blurry. This house right here. Yeah. It used to go down right here. It used to go down. This used to be the trap house. Where you go in there and there's stacks of money. And I'm young and seeing this stuff. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of details on that. But yeah, that was the house. And the boys I used to grow up with, those were my boys. I used to be over there every day. We used to play flag football, throw up, tackle. In the backyard, just different games and everything. Over there in the backyard. When I was doing my counterfeit thing and the day I got locked up, where they raided me, I came out the house. I had on a platinum FUBU, bubble coat, some Jabot jeans, I think I had a white t-shirt, and some, we would say flip-flops or slides or whatever. Came out, the guy pulled up right here in the truck. So he coming out here, just imagine this is him. He pulls up right here. Well, I didn't know there was FBI, GBI, Secret Service all up in here. They was up in here. And they was over here. I really wasn't paying attention because it was meant for me to get caught. Because I was sloppy. Because usually I would go out and I would survey the area before I even made a transaction. And I wouldn't make a transaction at the house. I would go down here, and I'll show y'all that in a minute. And there's some woods down here. That's why it's called Diamond Woods. There's a school down here, Diamond Elementary Magnet School, that I also went to. And there's some woods in here. So you could be ducked off and see all the traffic. It was just a good strategic point. So a lot of this stuff, the way I see I am today is because it just really, who I am, who I'm supposed to be. So boom, he pulls up. I meet him out here. Like I said, I don't usually meet people at the house. I was sloppy. Had the counterfeit money. For those who don't know, I was making and I was selling it. I was making and selling it. So boom, he pulls up. I jump in the truck. Boom, 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 boom. In the blue truck. We make the transaction. I already knew that something was up because he gives me the money in an envelope. The bills were marked. I get out. He bags up. He goes. I think he turns this way. He's out. I'm walking. As soon as I get about right here, boom, 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 they come out everywhere. Get on the ground. Gun drawn. Cause I remember the black jump out coming right here and almost running me over. They came so fast it was crazy. So then I'm on the ground, pretty much about right here. I get on the ground, or maybe right here. I can't really remember, but I know about right up in here is where it went down. I may have gotten the ground right up in this area. And then they storm in. At this point in time, my mom is coming outside to see what's going on. She's at the door. So they got guns drawn. They grab her on her shoulder and tell her to get on the ground. So my mom is right here at the door. They're putting her in handcuffs and putting her on the ground. And I'm right here laying on the ground. I'm seeing all this. And so they run up in there. And at the time, my brother was in there, my mom's boyfriend, and my brother's friend. And me and my brother, we are about 9 years apart. So they're running up in here, running all through the house and everything. This is my mom's bedroom. There's a bedroom right here, and there's a bedroom on the backside. And then, you got your living room right here, and the kitchen was on the backside. And then, like I said, this was the den area. But this could be a room, it could be whatever you want it to be. And then there was a bathroom back up in there. So they going all through the house. They taking everything down, they looking. In my room at the time, it was in the back. It was pretty much on the other side of over here, back here. This is where I was at. So they went in there and put everybody in handcuffs. Went through the house, went to my room. I showed them everything. And it took me downtown, booked me, and as I say, the rest is history. But as you see, I'm a completely different, completely new person now. So this is literally where it went down. A lot of stuff went down in this neighborhood. A lot of stuff. With me getting raided, and also the dope house. I grew up around that stuff. So I didn't grow up in the hood because this isn't like the hood, as you see. But a lot of stuff went down. I was in the hood. You go to the other side, a few streets over this way. Then, you go up here and then you go 1, 2 or 3 streets over in that area, whatever. That's more so considered like, hey, stuff really goes down over there. Where you're going to run into your crackheads. More of the dope stuff was going on. Drug dealing and everything. I'm not saying it wasn't going on over here, but it wasn't as bad. But this house right here, yeah, it used to go down. That's probably where I had my first experience of seeing stacks of money. And it was like, what in the world? So, we're going to go down the street. We might even go to my best friend's house. My used to be best friend. Before we go down the street, I forgot to show y'all this. Going back to 2007. This is the old car I used to drive. A Nissan Altima. Some of you remember this body style Nissan Altima. They were almost like a bubble. And look at this guy right here. This is me. This is way back when I was going to school. Going to, I think, tech school. And you see this person right here? This is my brother. So the very day they were recording You got both of us out here. Coincidence? No, I don't think so. It's my brother right there. Swing it around. You can see him even better. Boom, he's looking right at the recording thing. The truck. But that's my little car I used to drive. Then my mama drove this. This used to be hers. Then I pretty much got it. But yeah, pretty crazy. So we go back into the future. We're gonna go on down the road. There was a lady named Miss Pat that used to stay here. And she used to cook. Boy, oh boy, did she used to cook. So, go down to the stop sign. And this is a dangerous intersection right here. It's a dangerous intersection. Because you'll be at the stop sign, but it's a hill right here. Cars coming over this hill because they would be driving so fast. So I really stopped. I mean, I would still do it, but sometimes I would not even go this way. Or I would go up, or I would go across and then come back down. You know, there's other ways to get out of the neighborhood. But yeah, they would come flying down. It's a few times I almost got bust up where I had to turn in this lane right here so I wouldn't get hit. But you see the neighborhood. And then we're going to go across the street. We're going to go to Curry Court. And let's see what my best friend is up to. Well, he used to be best friend. We're going to go down here into the court, Curry Court. And right here is where my best friend, his parents, they live. My childhood friends. So this is a show from 2007. So I guess they haven't updated it since then. Guess not up in here. But yeah, but we used to play, and then in the backyard he had some concrete and stuff. So we used to be back there playing basketball and everything. And then this is the woods back here. The fence used to not be here, and it was more wooded. There's way more trees. You can see the school through there, but it wasn't like that. Let's go back to 2012. Yeah, I guess they cut all the trees down so you can see through there, but it was really wooded. And you can walk through here and go to the school. And we used to come through here and then, go down there and then, go to our friend's house right here. Let's see if it changes it. Yeah, it changes. When I go down here, it changes back to 2007. So they don't have a view where they went down there and took pictures. They just have one for 2012. Yep. So now we got to go back. And we're going to take a trip down and we're going to look at the school. So this is elementary school, one of them, but the main one that I went to. Diamond Elementary School, Diamond Magnet Elementary School. And all this, it wasn't like this. Back here there used to be a basketball court that we used to come and play at. But they, as they always do, take it down. We weren't causing no problems. Stuff wasn't getting tore up and stuff like that. They just took it down. That's what they do, right? But let's go back. Let's go to 2019. Shouldn't be too many changes, but you never know. Pretty much the same. Buses come around there. And they expanded some. So we go back to 2012. Pretty much the same. Then we go back to 2008. Wow, technology has progressed. Because that is not a good picture. Then we do 2007. If they had the basketball court in 2007, I don't think so. But let's see if we can see it. No, it doesn't look like they have it. They took it down. I can't remember what year they took it down, but then we're gonna go up the street right here, and a little playground area back there. Y'all know how it goes. If we turn, this guy, he had a little bit of money. Let me see, can you see it? Nah, you can't see it in this picture, but he had a Bentley. I know the family. This is a pretty big house. It looks, I mean, you can kind of like tell it's big old yard and everything, corner lot. But yeah, it's bigger on the inside too. Let me see. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Chauncey, two brothers. I think that's the Bentley right there. See if I can zoom in some more. We'll change the year. Yeah, you can see the Bentley right there. Yep. Got a little gate. Got a little Bentley and his Mercedes. So these are some of the people that I grew up with. This is 2019. The guy, from what I remember, he didn't really even drive it like that. Got him a little truck, gazebo area, built onto the backyard, extended that out. Yeah, nice little property. So we're gonna jump across the street, go to the stop sign. No, we're not gonna go this way, we're gonna go the other way. Alright, so we went down the street to what's a main street in Columbus, Georgia, Buena Vista Road, and this is where I used to spend a lot of time. Top Notch Customs. I remember the house I showed you. That was in Curry Court. My best friend that I grew up with. This is his business right here. He still has his business also, but this was their second location. It used to be called Quality Design, but they changed the name to Top Notch Customs. And yeah, so let's go back. 2007. Let's check the area out. As you see, Top Notch Customs. This one he had his Chrysler 300. I think he had it on 26s. So when I'm talking about cars and everything, I don't look at cars and look at rims the same way that other people do. At one point in time, I was in bondage to it, but this is how we grew up. We grew up fixing on cars. You know, we grew up fixing bicycles. We grew up, going to get the little model cars and, painting them and putting rims and stuff on it. That's how we grew up. It just grew into these type of cars like this. So, I don't want y'all to get it twisted or, get your your mindset messed up when I'm talking about particular vehicles, Maseratis or Lamborghinis. At the end of the day, it's still a car. You know, it's still a car, and for me, it's business. You know, it's business. If I'm getting a certain vehicle, if I'm putting rims on something, I'm doing something to it, it's a business move. We're not just doing it just to do it or to be flashy. At least not myself. I can't really speak for other people because some people do it for that. But for me, at this point in time, it's business and it's something that I enjoy doing. I love fixing up cars because I've been doing it. That's just my form of artistic expression. Let me see if you can see that building right here. It was a Skippers. Skippers wasn't always here. This was put here. So this is where I used to be. Like, if I wasn't at work doing something, I was here like every day. Like, this is my boy. We were boys. Some stories you hear me talk about is connected directly with Top Notch Customs. And my I mean, he probably consider me still his best friend, or friend at least. Some of the stories you hear me talk about is dealing with the guy that owns the shop. It's a family-owned business. We're just gonna go through the years and see if we see anything interesting. This is what, 2012. See, he got the 300. Zoom in. The big old wheels. This is back in 2012. You can see these gigantic wheels. This is what we do. Oh, yeah, that's Lavesta right there, because that's his his Honda. And I ain't see him. There go Kelvin right there. There go Kelvin, there go Lavesta, and I'm probably somewhere coming. I'm probably at work. 2012, yeah, I'm probably at the Legion. So then I think they end up buying this property too. End up buying all this. So go to 2013. That's Lavesta's other truck. Then it goes all the way to February 2019. At this point in time, he had got rid of the Chrysler 300 and he had a Camaro that you see. And he has some rims and stuff on that. He ended up taking them off. And then I think they were renting this house out. I can't remember. But somebody was staying there, but they weren't. They were staying there, but they really weren't staying there. So it's kind of like just, hey, we got an agreement. This is 2019. So you see, I made a few changes and stuff, but it's a business. All right, so I guess now let's go over to the place that I used to do the cleaning service and see what we see. This is the building that I used to clean, the American Legion. Give you the story behind this. I didn't clean this building. It was just this one. This was big enough. I did this for over 12 plus years. I started out changing this marquee. That's where I started out at, changing this. And then I took on more responsibility till I eventually got this contract to clean this whole building. And to clean this parking lot, it was, yeah, glass, trash, especially like on a Sunday morning, because I would clean up from the previous day. So I had to get all the glass, all the stuff out of the parking lot, clean the inside, clean all up in here, all in the back, walk down here and clean all this. So yes, it was a massive job. You had the packing store. They sold liquor right across the street. I think this used to be a barber shop. But we're going to go back in time and see if we see anything interesting. Let's go all the way back to 2007. See, the building was a little bit different color. The sound used to change. Parking lot. Then let's swing it around. That was a little bit better back then. Big O's used to own it. And then I think some Arabs, they came in, they bought it or whatever. And that wasn't, you see, this was all space. So the city ended up getting this and then building on it, and they made that trail going all the way down. So you can walk this trail. It literally leads right into a Walmart. So you come here and park, think of like a parking lot or whatever. And you can walk all the way back there, and then it'll lead you to Walmart, and then you can cross over and go almost to pretty much Fort Benning. 2007, then they have what, 2012? 2012, what was going on? Building was now white. Roof and stuff. So they redid that. The store over here. That's when it was Big O's. And they had not yet built anything right here. Then we go back into the future, back to 2019, and boom. So let's go down the road a little bit. I'm gonna turn it around. That's Chef, guy named Chef. He took it over. Not took it over. He was the manager. And I think he still is the manager. He was the manager when I was there. And no, at the time, he was assistant manager, and then Roscoe was still the manager. So Roscoe got out of there, and then Chef took over as the manager. But there you have it. Just taking you to some of the places. This is the place I have my cleaning service at. My main contract, American Legion. Post 267, did that for 12 plus years. Toward the end, got out of it, started over from scratch, moved my family from Columbus, Georgia, all the way to Hot Springs, Arkansas. I bought a piece of land before we even moved here. And now it has grown to what it is now. And by the blessing of the Lord, it will continue to grow. Until next time, y'all stay blessed. I'm out.